Welcome, dear listener, to episode 2 of Surprise Synopses. This is the show where we take one trope and each pick a genre out of a hat and create for you a brand new, hopefully, movie pitch. To my right, he is the shaman of the pitch. He is the myth, the legend, the Damien.
Hello, listener. It's true, I am the Damien. Also a shaman.
To my left, Alex.
Hey, Billy. Good girl. You're doing great, sweetie.
I feel like I got more hype than you did this
Yeah,
time.
I got.
Like, I
he's
really
just
like.
jealous because my speech pitch was so bloody flopping good.
Yeah, he's kind of like fluffing me up, like he's getting me like he's trying to improve my.
But I'm also doing it to distract from me. Oh, I'm Harley, by the way. I'm here too.
Emotionally not here, but physically here.
Just emotionally unavailable. He's very tough to love.
Speaking of segues, it's time for our new segment, Previously on Surprise Synopses. This is a new segment that we're going to do into the future, where we pick one synopsis from our previous episode, discuss a little more, maybe cast it, and in the future, when we have listeners who aren't our mothers
Hi, Mum.
Or dog.
or dog, we'll get you to
Alex's
vote
dog.
on them. Her name is Billy, goddammit.
Hi, Billy.
Billy's an icon.
She's a good girl.
I've
She's a
never met her.
GG.
Nice.
GG.
Gucci gang.
So, previously on Surprise Synopses, Alex's pitch was probably the best one from last week.
Oh, stop it.
Strong.
It
Strong
wasn't
pitch.
mine. It was either Damien's or Alex's, but I just
So
picked
many
Alex's.
stallions.
Because you were really the progenitor of the smoky-eyed woman universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, cultural impact on that one.
Yeah, you know, it's an icon now.
Yeah. So, who would you cast? Who would ideally, if you could have anyone living, preferably, to play the princess, the lead role in your movie? Who do we think would be great?
Usually I would jump to Emma Watson, but I just feel like this chick doesn't have her shit together, and like she does.
Emma
and
Watson looks like someone who always has her shit together.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be right. And also her accent is like too pretty. We need someone who's...
More working class.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you got any ideas?
No, I was going to say Emma Stone is the smoky-eyed lady.
I was thinking like
Ooh.
older. I was thinking like 40s. But we could bring it young and...
I mean, Emma Stone's like 28 in Hollywood. That's basically dead.
Yeah, we can draw some lines on her forehead.
Yeah, I think she
Oh,
could have,
no,
like,
hang
a weird
on.
look to her.
Not Emma Stone. Fucking Lindsay Lohan. Croaky
Ooh.
voice. She's fucking weird.
Oh my God, you're right. And it's like a
Yeah.
comeback thing.
Yeah.
Oh, are we making the Lindsay Lohan comeback vehicle?
She's come back on everything. She's on Sick Note on that Netflix show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be actually perfect for the smoky-eyed lady.
All right.
Yeah.
I was going to say Kate Blanchett, but Lindsay Lohan it is.
She's in.
Done.
Pencil her in. I'm sure she's got time.
Damien, call her.
I know you've got her on speed dial.
It's true. Technically, I'm not allowed to contact her anymore, but that's lawyer's prattle.
As long as you're not within 100 meters.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've got Lindsay Lohan as like
Yeah.
our rising star, who's our actual anchor. Or who do we get to play the prince who like disappears in the third act?
The prince definitely needs to be a guy who can like be a massive dick.
Oh, yeah. Someone who's just got that swagger and like that.
Yeah.
I'm in charge here.
Yeah, I'm not
Be
good
quiet,
with that.
woman.
Rupert Everett springs to mind.
I've not a clue. Sure. Yep. Lock him in. Don't know.
Done.
How high-powered producer you are. Haven't heard of him. Book it.
Sounds perfect.
Who pray tells Rupert Everett?
Who's Rupert Everett? Did
Did you just make up an actor?
Nonsense. He's a real person with a real face.
Okay.
But describing him, no one wants to hear the visual stylings that we describing Rupert Everett. He's a handsome individual. You could IMDb him.
Okay.
Look it up. Call my dare. If you don't think he's real, prove me wrong. Listeners.
I think RuPaul should be the mother.
Okay. Done.
RuPaul.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie kind of like, we want to play it straight, but it does have like that comedic bed, doesn't it? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, even though this is deadly serious to all involved, there's a tiny bit of farce to
But
it.
she's getting like she got munted off her head and couldn't remember what to do with the potion. Like this wasn't.
She went all the way
Still
past
a
White Girl
smoothie.
Wasted
Yeah.
through to Munted.
Yeah, she was absolutely. She was me on Sunday night at about 3 a.m.
Okay.
So if one of us turns invisible suddenly, we'll know that it's...
So the kryptonite from Harp, I brought one back with me.
All right. So, and who plays the princess, the lead role in our delightful medieval cursed item, magical curse movie?
We just pick an unknown.
I don't know. Someone.
Daisy Ridley.
Who's the chick who plays
Daisy Ridley?
the
We
hot
can't
chick
get her, Harley.
with the
Come on now.
dragons in that new show that everyone likes, Game of Thrones? The Bond one.
That new show.
Lena Headley?
No. She's Cersei.
The one that's naked, like the first scene, the dragon lady. Dragon mum. Dragon lady.
Have not seen this
Dragon
show.
mother? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the Khaleesi.
Everyone's screaming.
I don't remember what her
Oh,
name.
she was in...
She's in Terminator. She's
She's
Sarah
fucking
Connor.
hot, though.
You reckon?
And she
Yeah.
was in
Not for me.
Star Wars: A Solo
Well, yeah,
Story.
because you're into bloody Rupert. Whoever.
Rupert Everett.
Yeah.
He's
Whoever that
he's
is.
scrummy.
She can be the princess.
It
She's
wasn't
princess.
Maybe Bianco, was it?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just naming people who I don't.
I think she's another Emma. I think we just got too many Emmas on this project.
No, we kicked them all off. We're G for Emma's. I'm going to save her for a special one.
Oh, Emma Watson.
Yeah,
We only get one in with Emma Watson.
exactly. We can't be overworking the poor little souls.
Like after Harry Potter, she's only interested in doing singles. Like she doesn't do sequels anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Mine's going to be fucking killing it at the box office. So.
Well, and you've added the sequel bait. So.
Oh, yeah. Always. You have to. It's like, that's how you make money these days.
Yeah. Well, next time you draw a historical genre, you can just be like, all right, here we go with part 2.
Yeah.
Now it's
Oh, my God. With any genre.
Magical Curse is done. Then we've got
Amelia Clark.
Vanilla.
Amelia Clark.
Oh, Miller. I'm
Amelia.
like Vanilla
Amelia
Clark.
Clark.
Amelia Clark. Yeah.
Amelia Clark. thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Vanilla
Yeah.
Clark should be her porn name, though, if she ever decides to do that.
Vanilla Clark.
Yeah.
That would be my porn name.
Yeah.
Here he does the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Here he comes, Vanilla Clark.
Never been to sexy lands.
Don't you- Damn it. The listeners know my secret now.
Not kink shame.
He's a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. I feel like overshared already. Let us get on with the fiction.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us delve once
And
more
that
into the realm
was
of the fantastic.
previously on Surprise Synopses. So Alex is roofling up the. No, Damien's first, not me. Never me.
I'm gonna hat pull then.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
No, actually, you can do it then. You did it. You can be the hat puller.
Damien's up first, and the trope is.
Is a teen pregnancy.
That was one of
Right.
my ones.
Okay. Oh, genre gods be kind.
Alex, while he's shuffling, what's the worst genre you can pull to combine with teen pregnancy?
I don't know. Cancer.
Is that a genre?
Not really a genre. Oh, like a kind of a medical drama.
Okay.
Although that kind of fits
I mean,
as
that's
well.
pretty straight up the.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you could twist it anyway.
Well, my genre is superhero.
That's cute.
Okay.
This is
I
Jack
didn't ask what the best
like
was.
realism.
Okay, so this is kind of going to be a little bit actiony, a little bit comedy, a little bit kind of like warming family values type thing.
Yeah.
So what we have is a setting in which superheroes are like a fairly commonplace. They're well established. You get it from the opening shots. There's like join the superhero league. And there's kind of like a Superman kind of stand-in and all sorts of kind of colourful characters like thwarting crime or whatever.
So
And they're real superheroes, like with powers.
Yeah, they've got real powers. They've got like optical blasts and flying and all the full like
It's optical blast, man.
yeah, it's full gaudy. It's kind of like Incredible / Sky High.
So the costumes are lit.
Yeah, they're like real like
Right.
leaning into like the high color.
Yeah, like
Kinda
good quality spandex.
So
They
and
went to
it-
Sexyland and they splurged.
They went to. Jeez. They've got all their attachments strapped on. So they're flying around, and we get our first glimpse of our hero, and she is a kind of a strong, gleam in the eye heroine who has super strength, and also. I'm going to go with kind of the ability to freeze things, and then she punches them and then they shatter. That's kind of her thing. So she's kind of like a violent, like fighter type kind of superhero. And she's just starting out and she's getting a following and she's like thwarting like embezzlements and jaywalking, like kind of low level,
Yeah.
like local stuff. And
So
she's
what's her
Harsh punishment
superhero
for
name?
Jaywalking.
what's her superhero
Yeah.
name? Shatter.
Ooh.
I mean, on the nose, but also perfect. So
So
I
it's-
have 2 questions.
Yes.
What color is her costume?
she's kind of like an Elsa post Let It Go style light
so
blue
like
and white,
sparkly light
and
blue.
it's got some like gossamer stuff, but it's really handmade because it's like she's just early game.
Yeah.
she's got a Patreon. She's like she hasn't been like picked up by one of the big superhero networks yet, so she's just kind of like breaking into the superhero
so
racket.
she's kind of indie.
Yeah, and she's waiting for like the acceptance letters from college kind of thing. She's like kind of
superhero
cusp
college.
of like moving into the big game, and then and she's really convinced that she's going to get a letter from like the big kind of Harvard of superheroes.
Yeah, the Ivy League superhero schools.
Yeah.
And she gets accepted. Hooray! And then she goes out and celebrates with her like kind of various superhero friends
Yes.
and sidekicks and like kind of normies, which are all like kind of look up to her and like, oh, you're going to be the next big thing. You've got a real high hope. And then they all like cheers and like the shots of vodka clink together.
Cute.
And then the early morning sun is kind of coming into the window and the camera
We're really projecting our alcohol issues
the
onto
cam-
our movies.
and the camera pans around and it's a wreck. It's like the
morning
hangover
after.
style scene. Yeah, there's like kind of a like all sorts of like still smoking cigarettes and like clothes everywhere, and a TV on its side, and there's like
Someone's
kind of a
tiger.
mirror with a little bit of cocaine
Someone's
still
wearing
on
a
it.
lampshade.
Yeah, and like various bits of like hero costumes are strewn around, and it's like outerwear and cloaks, and then some underwear, and then it kind of moves up to the bed, and our heroine like kind of like sits up in bed all of a sudden, and her hair's tasseled and looks to the side and looks to the other side, and there's 2 like kind of gentlemen. Like
Gentlemen.
kind of
Gentlemen
strewn about
colas.
the
yeah,
bed.
yeah, like kind of still kind of enraptured in
Entangled.
sticky tangle, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here," and like gets out, and then like moves along, and then like as the plot moves forward, and she's getting ready and whatever, she's starting to get the feeling that she's not all that right, and it quickly becomes apparent to her that she's fallen pregnant. So she has to decide between like a life of fighting crime and kind of aspiring to like kind of be the paragon of justice and virtue. Or does she kind of like want to take this opportunity and like have this kid settle down, even though it means like, she won't go out fighting anymore because like she can't fight in her condition, and people are naysaying her. So it's a real like, it's like what a real life choice would be for a teen pregnancy, but this is kind of like the fantastical element of like
yeah.
her career is like superheroing. So
And they're like, once you have the baby, like, you've missed
that's
out
it.
on your
Yeah,
9
yeah.
months of training. You're out.
You've missed
Yeah.
your chance. She can't go to superhero college.
Oh.
So it's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. And eventually she thinks maybe she'll just get rid of it, or maybe she'll give it up for adoption for like
So is
some
this like
super parents.
Juno-esque a little
Yeah,
bit too?
yeah. It's got a little bit of that kind of like vibe. That's kind
Yeah.
of that time of life. And then as it happens, kind of she decides, no, she's going to keep it. She's going to raise this child. She's going to be the best superhero. She's going to be the best super mum that she can be. And that's going to be her real power and her real gift to the world. It's going to be to raise
Because
a
the
daughter.
real superheroes are mums.
And then
Thanks, Mom. Not that you're listening.
I wouldn't be
Thanks,
here
Billy.
without my mother.
and then she's got her baby and she's in a domestic environment and
Yep.
she's kind of a bit miserable. And her friends come over and they're like, wait a minute, like I can look after the baby 2 days a week if you want to go out fighting crime. And like we could take your like baby on walks and you can get back in shape. And like her friendship network kind of comes together. And there's a montage of kind of like her like making it work and like finding time for fighting crime around like being a single mom with a kid, and then she gets
So the guys are like, nah, fuck it, don't want a bar.
yeah, she's not interested in the father. She's
Oh, she doesn't even
we
like.
don't even know which one of the 2 is.
yeah,
the
She
yeah,
doesn't
that's-
even
that's
let
why
them
there's
know?
2. No, yeah, she's
Yeah,
just
'cause
like
she's just
I'm
I
doing
like-
it.
she's
assume
like-
we saw neither of them again.
Yeah,
in the
no,
movie.
it's a DIY situation for her.
Kinky.
And then at the very end, she gets a letter being like, "Hey, we really love your positive message of like being like a single mom, like looking after your child, being responsible, but also fighting crime. It's a great image. Like we'd love to sponsor you." And she's like, "Oh my god, like I can have it all." And she like gets the letter and freezes it and shatters it and like dinner. And there's like also some scenes where she's using her powers to like crush things and freeze things like in a domestic environment. Like she's like crushing a bunch of diapers all into a really tight
yeah.
thing so she can fit it in the bin, and like like freezing a bunch of like baby food and putting it in the freezer real
Yeah.
quick. And so she's kind of like shortcutting her way through the tasks, and then there's a few chuckles from the mums in the audience. They're like, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice?" So that's kind of like it gives you a montage at that point.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she gets a sponsorship deal, and she can be a single mum superhero. She can have it all.
Nice.
With a little help from her friends.
Adorable.
It takes a village.
Heartwarming.
It takes a super village.
Bum, bum.
And it's called Shattered.
Ooh, nice.
And maybe like during the credits, maybe the baby is getting some powers.
Oh,
Yeah,
like a
shit.
toddler.
Jack the shit out of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's like doing. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he can compel things towards him. So he's like getting the cookie off the thing
Oh,
in his
yeah.
mind. It's like,
Telekinesis.
oh, what a little rascal!
Like
he
him
would be.
slowly getting older and doing more elaborate stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that'd be so cute.
And then the final shot is like him in his own costume with his mum, and they're like fighting crime together. And it's like she still made it work.
Heartwarming. Love it.
That's my pitch. That's
That's-
it. We're
all
done.
That's
right.
the first
well-
one I'd actually go watch. I'm loving that.
Yes. Okay, well, it's time for your teen pregnancy.
Yeah. I'm like,
Alex.
should we even bother?
With teen pregnancy or your pitch?
I'm past teen pregnancy. I succeeded. I'm past.
You're ready
teen.
for a 20-something pregnancy.
Yeah, I'm like late 20 pregnancy.
I'm ready for my 30-something pregnancy.
I'm
Going
not.
my rate, I'll be
I'm
like
never gonna be
47
ready.
and I'll just steal someone's baby in a hospital.
Ready for someone with legs in my esophagus. What?
Okay. Legs in your esophagus.
Eggs in my esophagus.
No,
I mean,
what?
did you call that horror?
Like, oh, that scans.
Who's it? I don't know. So is it your turn now?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that's not what you're doing.
Okay, no, he needs
Yeah,
the
we put
genres.
I
these in
need
the
them.
wrong hat.
Okay, so you're...
We need a second hat.
We
We
need
do
more
need a
hats.
second hat.
We've fallen to the second.
If you'd like
hurdle.
to contribute to our hat fund, please like
Yeah.
follow the links below.
send us a hat. Any hat. So, combining the trope of teen pregnancy with courtroom drama.
Ooh. Judge Judy the shit out of this. Have you seen the pictures of Judge Judy where they Photoshop our asks so she looks real thick?
No!
No.
Would anyone see that? Where do you even go to find that?
Sexy land.
Facebook probably. I don't know. Reddit maybe.
I'm not Tumblr
Okay, I
anymore.
see.
That's like I see the connection now looking back, but that seemed really out of nowhere when you said it.
No, but
God,
like
the
they made it
courtroom.
look like that was her real ass. And they're like, damn, check out Judge Judy. And then people like, no, this is the real photo. You lied. And everyone's like, nah.
Is she not thick?
She's a regular white lady thick. But they had her like booty popping thick.
It's not really something they explore on the
Just like
show.
writing that down on your hand for later.
Judge
Watermelon.
Judy must
First
solve
note you've taken
her
all night.
vinyl
Judge
case.
Judy thick.
With 6 C's.
The booty is real.
All right, I gave you some time to think about your.
I wasn't. I was
Damn
just shockingly. I was thinking about Judge Judy. All right, courtroom drama. All right, so there's this woman, and she's talking to a lawyer, and she's like, "My fella's done me wrong. He's gotten me pregnant, and he's just ran off." And then I was like, "That is very serious. We'll start a paternity suit right now." And so there's a montage of the courtroom paperwork being filed as the pregnancy is growing. And then it gets to court day, like, bam, slam the gavel. The judge is like, all right, in session. And we follow through the case as this really complex mystery starts to unravel of, like, there's this man and this woman. They've been on and off again for a little while, but they've been on recently-ish.
Oh, yeah, like within the last 9 months.
Ideally. Or have they?
Oh yeah, I see what's happening here.
Yeah. And so, they were on and then they were off and he disappeared, but he came back eventually and then he found out she was pregnant and he's like, that's not mine. There's no way that's mine. And she's like, no, it's yours. I haven't been with anyone else. And he's like, it's not mine. So we juxtapose their two testimonies on the stand of we both like slowly unravel the case of their relationship by intercutting between their testimonies because they had a really complex dynamic. And then she's like, it's yours. That's her final damning bit of testimony. It's like, damn it, Roger, it's yours, and I need you to step up and do the right thing and take care of this baby with me, or at least say it's yours. Just do the right thing and say it's yours. Pay the child support so I can raise our baby properly. Give it the life it deserves. And then it cuts back to his testimony. He's like, look, I've been as honest as I can. I've told you everything. And I told you this wasn't mine. But you didn't believe me. And so I brought today my medical file. I've been sterile since age 12.
Damn it, I thought you were going to say she was a woman and like got a sex transplant.
A sex transplant?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Whatever it's called. Sex change?
Yes, sex change.
Got
might be more
there.
appropriate.
That'll fly. we can edit that out,
Wait,
right?
he's been sterile since when?
12.
But he was fertile before that?
No. Well, that's the thing. The judge is like, order in the court. Everyone's like, rabble, rabble, rabble. This changes everything. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Uh-huh.
And then it sends the woman into such a fit of shock that she starts to give birth.
Oh, Jesus. Blame Africa.
So I didn't realize she was that heavily pregnant. So she's really fighting this thing.
She's popping.
No, that's the thing. Like,
Touching cloth.
touching Jesus Christ. Order in the podcast. I demand order in my podcast.
This changes everything.
Well, like, that's the thing. That's why we saw it in montages. Like, we never knew quite how far along she was.
There was just all like face up video until now, and they zoomed down
she's
as a
showing, but,
blob.
like, some women don't, like, super show until, like, right at the end.
It's like those episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where the cast members are pregnant and they just have to like constantly block
Where they
something in
had
front of
Andy
them.
Samberg's pregnancy.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, Andy Samberg?
No, it was Melissa Femera. I thought I'd just trip you up. Okay. Anyway, cut to, she's been screaming along in the ambulance, and the bailiff's just like, it'll be okay, probably. This is really not my job description.
So the bailiff's in the ambulance?
Yeah.
This is amazing. Is the whole... Oh my God, I think I know where this is going.
How far
Go.
are we into the movie, just so I know? Like, are we still first 20 minutes, or
No,
are we
this
like...
is towards the end.
Okay.
Like, the bulk of the movie is the cutting between of their two testimonies.
You really know how to make a movie boring. You're like an hour and a half of cutting between testimonies.
Wait,
hour
so,
and a half.
so is the testimony like them being like, this is how it really happened, and then it cuts back? So it's actually the story of their relationship.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
so
it's
we
like-
have like flashbacks.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Or is Damien just digging you out of a hole?
No, I mean, I didn't want to have flashbacks because I wanted to be super compelling, but if you, the lay person, don't understand what I'm saying, then yes, we'll have flashbacks. Or
Good.
I'll cheapen my artistic vision.
Yeah, I'm trying to make Netflix quality movies, not like YouTube.
I mean, I love
480p,
Netflix.
yes.
Right. The bar is real low. Anyway.
So is it just the bailiff that's coming with the pregnant lady, or is like the entire there's the judge and like are they just moving the court? Like, no, we have to get this settled today.
Yeah,
They're just like, labor or
jury's,
not,
like, in the front seat.
we will get a verdict.
I was going to go just with the bailiff for the comedic mode, but I kind of like this version better where the courtroom transplants to the hospital. Sure, the entire courtroom, like the judge, jury, why not?
So we had a super serious movie up until the last 10 minutes. Now it's like now it's a romantic com.
All right, fine. Just the bailiff who's like, I did a first aid course once. There. Everything will be fine.
The paramedics just driving. They're both up the front. They're like, oh, you got it.
No, one of them's there going, what are you doing, man? Just let me do whatever it is paramedics would do in this
Push
situation.
the baby back in with one finger. Like, bloop. We'll hold that in till later.
You're not ready. You're not done. Back in the oven.
You haven't been called.
Anyway, we get to the hospital and she starts delivering, and oh boy, do I not have an ending. I'm just gonna come clean right now. I was like, do I dig myself out of the hole by saying he lied, he committed perjury, and he isn't sterile? Or do I have the bailiff fall in love with her? I'm sorry, you
Okay,
guys.
I've got a pitch for your ending.
Okay, thank
so,
you.
Yeah, so do I.
So I would have it like oh my God, she's going into labor. There's no time. We have to have it right here on the courtroom floor. And like everyone's helping out, and the judge is like kind of presiding over the birth, and like the baby is born, and the fellow is like, oh my God, what a miracle of birth. Or like, oh, my son. And then the judge is like, wait a minute, you said you were sterile. This proves you are the liar. And the jury's like, yeah, he did say that. And because he was overcome in a moment of like love for this new child. And like, we've got you. It's child support for you, liar. And then possibly.
Yep.
I just don't know which, how do you get around the sterility?
Turns out when you're writing a teen pregnancy movie, sterility really puts you in a corner.
My pitch was more they do go to the hospital and that all happens. And then like her having the baby is sort of her own growth, and she like seeing the baby, she's like, oh my God, this is what's important, like having this baby, like
not who the father is.
Yeah, like I don't care about that anymore. I can do it on myself. I don't need him. Like it's just you and me now. And it's like sort of like that sort of uplifting, being like, we can do this together. Like that doesn't matter anymore. Because like I'm guessing the whole thing was like she really needed this and wanted him there. And then she's like, you know what? Fuck that cunt. It's my baby.
The reason I wanted the birth to happen in the courtroom because I wanted there to be a thing where the judge is still like in the gavel and the robes, and she's like push, and like knocking, like she's kind of like demanding, like
I've got other shit. I've got some parking fines and
dunk dunk.
All right, and that was half my pitch and two halves of better pitches.
Let the record show it's a girl.
All right.
It took a real farcical left turn.
I mean, it kind of did. It's much better. I was originally going to be like, oh, maybe she's self-impregnated because she's like a medical mystery and like there is no father. But I'm like, oh, that's not what this is, Harley. It's a courtroom drama. Where are you going with this?
Well, look, we got the pieces together.
Yeah.
There was a teen pregnancy and there was a courtroom drama.
I swear I've been better at this, you guys.
Okay. To be fair, when you guys like got me at the pool party thing,
Yeah,
he said one and I said one, but you didn't say one then either.
that's true.
So I've never heard a good one.
I mean, that's
You snuck in. You're like, yeah, I'm good too. I'm good too.
Because just wait until your slump, all right? Just because your two pitches have been like solid.
I haven't
gold.
done a pitch yet. I could already be
well, no, the
slumping.
one at the pool party was, I'll admit, A grade. Like,
Yeah, that was
number one.
I thought I dreamt about that pitch. It was
Like sort back.
When I think about you, I
Yeah.
pitch myself.
Oh.
yeah, that's the highlight of my life. I should have just dropped out of uni then and there. Didn't go to my final. Well, I didn't have exams. I didn't hand in my final assignment.
Both
Gone
of my
out,
pitches
bought a
are-
mic, dropped it.
Yeah, went and got my SingStar mic, dropped
Tried
it.
to get a refund on the mic. Turns out it avoids the warranty.
Yeah, there's actually a very specific clause. We don't refund dropped mics.
Just don't admit it.
That is true. Committing retail fraud is an option. Oh boy, let's get us out of my pitch territory and into Alex's pitch territory. Alex, select a random genre and show me
Pick
how
a
it's
card,
done.
Any card. Boom.
Teen pregnancy.
Oh, Jesus.
What is that?
War.
It is a war
War.
film.
Bum, 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 bum,
A
bum.
war film.
No kidding.
Teen pregnancy.
All right, Alex.
Okay.
Pitch me, baby.
All right.
Pitch
So.
me. Yeah, show me how it's done, huh?
Okay. So, we're in World War II. We're in... What's the country they're in World War II that isn't Germany?
France.
Yeah, that's what I was going to think. But then I'm like, I don't want to be an idiot. And they're like, no. Okay, so was like the war in France? Was there like...
Yeah, it
There
was
was
like
plenty of
all the
wars
ground.
in
Yeah, heaps of the
France.
ground war was in France. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. War-torn France. We're like in one of the towns where the like the soldiers do their reprieve there. So they like go back there for like 2 weeks and they go to. Oh, I literally just got the shakes. I thought I was gonna drop my cup. Okay, what was I saying? We're in
Warsaw.
war-torn. Yeah, we're in Eiffel
France.
or some other
You're in-
French-sounding
On the
Town?
outskirts of Marseille.
yeah of and
Heard that's
so
lovely.
they 2 weeks of reprieve and then they go back into like the war for like 2 weeks and like and there's this like soldier. He's like young. He's like 18, and he like
Is he French, British, American,
he's
German?
yeah, like he's Western. He's English speaking. I mean, depends who we cast in this.
Sure.
Or like
Just
whatever
natural
happens.
accents,
Yeah.
yep.
Just
yeah.
cast Gary
Let's
Oldman.
not cut out any options.
No, he got Me Too'd. He's out.
Who?
Gary Oldman.
Really?
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah. He's cut.
Shit.
Yep.
This changes my courtroom dramas dramatically.
Yeah. So, and he's like sort of like falling in love with this French girl, but they like don't speak the same language. So there's like that little bit of bad boy, and she's like 16, and they like bang like the night before he goes back into war, and they've like he's like come like a couple weeks like because he keeps coming back to the same spot.
Yeah.
So this is like the third or fourth session of 2 weeks, and they eventually smash in like some barn, and it's like all war torn. There's like bombs and stuff, and so the next day he has to go back into the trenches. And then like some injury happens, so he doesn't come back to the town. He has to go to like a medical center because he's like got his leg blown off or something. And so she's like waiting for him to come back, and like he never comes back, and she speaks French, and like none of the soldiers can like explain to her what happened, or like she can't ask, and they don't really know that was a thing, so no one tells her. She doesn't know what's going on. She's like, where is this dude? She's just like smashed and dashed, and she's like hurt.
Smash. Dashed.
Smash and dash.
So, and she like, it becomes like apparent she's pregnant, and then
Yep.
she's like, oh my God, he smashed and dashed, and now I'm pregnant. My parents are going to kill me. So she's like, what am I going to do? So she like flees to go work as a nurse in the army
Yep.
for the American or British Army, Australian Army. Let's not segregate. And throughout that, she like has the baby, and she's like being a nurse, and she's like helping all these people, and like you're like
No, there you go.
yeah.
So is she showing? Like, is that?
Yeah, no, like she's like, so like it sort of shows her like she was pretty, like she was like a few months, like 3 or 4 months in when she like realized she was pregnant because she can't take tests and stuff. So she goes, it's like 5 months later, she's being this nurse, she's had her baby, she's still being a nurse. So she looks not pregnant again.
But she's had the baby.
Yeah. So like the baby's there, but she's still a nurse, but she's back to looking not pregnant. Like no, if you just look at her, you will know she had a baby or she's pregnant because she's had it. So it's over there. And she sees him with his legs blown off or whatever, or maybe he's I don't know, something's something that's like like you poor little thing, like you're all blown up.
Some grievous injury.
Yeah, some real
He's all
like,
blown up.
Aw,
like he doesn't need a
third-degree
war
burns.
mask because like he's hot and we don't want to cover it up, but
No,
like
no, you don't ruin the
something
face.
chest down for sure. So no copper involved here, and so they like they see each other, and she sort of like realizes like what happens, but like they still like can't communicate, but they like love each other and like sort of rekindle. So they like built that up. So she like becomes like more obsessed with like helping him and trying to get him better, and like sort of through that, but she like can't express to him that she's had a baby. Like she can't explain
Right, so
it.
he doesn't know that he has a son.
Yeah.
Or a daughter.
I'm gonna go son. I think that's cuter.
Yeah, okay.
And then like, cause she's like 17 at this point, like, and he's 19, and then like, he gets good enough that he has to go back home, and she's like, oh my God, I sort of realized what's happened because she started to speak better English because she's working as a nurse, and then she eventually can like explain to him what's happened, and he's like, oh my God, like you have to come back with me, and then I feel
To
like
America.
yeah, yeah, we'll go America. But, like, that happened all the time. There's so much prostitution and things like that. They're like, no, like, you're going back to, like, get treatment on your legs and stuff. You can't bring this, like, random chick. And so, like, he's taken away with the army because if he doesn't go, he's, like, reprimanded, and, like, she can't do anything about it. So they're, like, even though they're, like,
So
rekindled and
he's
rebuilt.
going back to the front lines with
No,
with
he's going
blown
back
up-
to America to get fixed
he's just-
properly. Like, he's healthy enough that he can, like, take the boat back to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And so, like, they get, like, pulled apart and, like, it's sad and everything.
Oh,
and
that'd
then,
be a
like,
wrenching scene.
Yeah.
And they're physically being torn apart.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
and their hands are
hands
still
are-
grasping,
yeah.
and it's
there's, like, a baby, and she's like, no. And then it, like, just, like, black, hard cut.
Oh, wow.
Super hard cut, right? And then it comes back.
Oh, I thought we were
And
going
it's
to
like,
credits.
they don't tell you, but it's like 10, 15 years later. You can see the girl, she's like older,
Yeah.
and she's like back in the town. She's like doing her washing, she's outside. Her kid's like doing something, 10 or 15-year-old kids do.
Rolling a stick.
And
down
this guy with like on crutches, like with a hat on and stuff, like comes like over, and she like looks up, and then you can like see that it's him, and she like starts running over, and then it goes like proper black credits. So they've like
So
he,
they
he came back
eventually-
for
yeah,
her.
yeah.
They reconnect.
Yeah, it took him 10
found her.
years, but he got like healthy enough to like come back and
And
find
like
her.
when she's like doing the washing, so she's looking down, and then
Yeah.
you just hear him say,
And he's-
"Bonjour." He learned some French,
Ooh,
the language of love.
yeah, because that's a hard one to learn, that word.
Oh yeah.
I want like the cobble road, and you like hear the crutches before you see him, and like she like takes the sheet down, and he's like standing there, and she like looks up, and she's like, "Sacre bleu."
Je te l'aime, mon ami.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, Stephen."
Je suis love.
So they're star-crossed. They don't speak the same language, but they've got a connection. And then
Yeah.
like they go away, and he's like sent off, and he can't return because he's injured. But they still
And like
have this,
Army's got him as well. Like
yeah,
even if he
there's
wanted to.
ongoing connection. And then but they eventually find each other.
Yeah,
And
so
they've got a
war's
child
over.
together.
She's just doing her washing, and he comes back to the town, and she's still there, waiting.
And does she call the son over to like, me, me Timmy, meet your father. Wait,
Is this Italy now?
I don't speak French. I only know Spanish, so
So you just do it Italian? I reckon it's just like they see each other, and like you can see her like go to run, and then it's just like that's enough. Like I'm done here. Let's not
and
make
you
this
just
too
like
long.
yeah,
You just know they're reunited.
you're just like
Yeah.
you do the rest, audience.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, he's gonna ruffle his hair and give him a little teddy or some drugs. Or
I like
something.
it. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. All
Teen
right.
pregnancy war.
Really showed me how it's done. Oh.
Man, teen pregnancy is a little tricky.
I feel like War was definitely the hardest.
That's a brutal
Superhero
one
was the
for
best. I would actually go watch that.
Shattered.
Yeah.
I feel like that sounds like what your thriller should have been called. Yours needs to be like more uplifting name, I guess. I don't know. That's just my opinion for like how funny and like uplifting the story was.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Shattered, you're expecting like the picture to be like glass and like an eye coming out and like knife coming to their back.
Yeah, I kind of think it would be like her in her costume, and she's like that, and but she's got like a pregnancy test that it's like shows glee and like shattered.
Oh,
So
and
it's
like
in her
when your
superhero
life
font.
shattered by a surprise, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and she's like got a pregnancy test. I could get around that. All right,
And
you're warming me
taglines
to
like,
it.
Not all heroes wear capes, or
Yeah.
like you know, some challenges require more than super punches. Or
You've convinced me. You've brought me around.
yes.
I haven't named either of my movies. My movies don't have names.
Well,
They name themselves.
we discussed forcing each other to think of names, and it's honestly the cruelest torture. Put someone on the spot and go, "Wow, that was a good pitch. What's it called? Think, monkey, think. Give us a name."
Yeah, names is hard. That's true. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think yours would have some kind of like poignant like sentence title, like "What We Leave Behind," or
Oh
Oh,
yes,
Jesus. Just all right. Just
something. Yeah,
coming out swinging.
I think
there.
that's enough. I think we're done with that. Like you could like say what we leave behind in war or something, but I think like that's enough. They'll see
Like, it
he'll
fits
be in an
in-
army suit on the picture.
Yeah, like it fits in so well. Like there's that army movie coming out, They Shall Not Grow Old, and like What We Leave
Oh, I
Behind.
want to see that so bad.
Is like a perfect, like it could have been the title of that movie, really.
Did you hear what he
no.
did with all the
Oh, how he restored archival footage.
Yeah, it was like 200 hours, and he only used an hour, but he restored all of it. He restored all 200 hours, made it like colored and like everything, just because
Yeah,
like,
so like
just as a gift to the museum.
oh, cool.
Lovely.
fully restored.
I was,
Oh, he was doing it.
I was
fixed the
heartwarmed.
frame
Yeah,
rate in color.
yeah.
Impressive.
I was.
Got some 3D on that.
No, 2D like all good movies should be.
Boo.
He also like fixed their audio because originally he was like, "Oh, we're gonna like have like someone talking over the top," but he's like, "No, I'll just get their audio files and just put those over top of them telling their stories." I'm so excited to watch that.
Which is impressive given all of that.
So
What are
yours
we
could be,
talking
like,
about?
If you're leaning into like the zaniness of your courtroom thing, it could be like courting trouble or
Well, what like type are you going with? The first half when it was like serious and montagey, or like second half when the like judges in the
Yeah,
in
well
the
that's the thing.
ambulance.
Like Damien's farce element works so well, but I'm kind of my heart's attached to the Rashomon element of their conflicting events of their relationship. Because like you don't know who's telling the truth
you could have double flashbacks that show the same event,
from
but like
different perspectives.
yeah, and they're
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
different.
That's the Rashomon element. That's what that's called.
Oh, is that what it's called?
I really should have said all of this during my pitch. It would have helped convey what I meant a bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to listen back to this, and Harley's going to like be explaining this perfectly during the pitch. He's going to.
Oh, you're gonna like edit
You're
it
going to fix
in?
this in post.
No.
That'd be cheating.
Should/could, but I won't. The truth will set me free. Anyway, that's been another episode of Surprise Synopses. Let's roll the credits.
Of what? What credits do we have? Like you just on
Starring
everything?
as Alex. This week as Damien. And introducing Harley as the guy who kind of thought he had this and then didn't this week. So, head to waterfallstories.com to check out this and many more great podcasts. You can listen to me on my podcast where I write it ahead of time so it's good and not make it up on the spot. Alex Gabbett's Case Notes. You can find that and this and everything else on Apple Podcast, your preferred podcasting device.
But not
Stitcher,
Spotify.
But not Spotify. Unless they accepted my podcast without letting me know, which is possible because I don't use Spotify for anything.
You know what? Just check. Just look it up on Spotify.
If it's not there,
search it
send a letter to Mrs. Spotify going, what the hell?
to Mrs. Spotify.
Yeah.
I think it's Ma'am Spotify.
Madame
Have some
Spotify.
what's it called?
Alex Gabbett's Case Notes.
To whom it may Spotify.
What's that about? Is it about me? Gabbets. Like, can I spell that?
Gabbet''. I'm going to kill myself if I got that wrong.
No, that's the correct spelling.
No.
Look that up and only that
Are
up.
you checking Spotify?
Yes.
Okay.
This is extremely meta.
It
We're looking up
says-
Spotify while we're
my
like
own podcast.
spruiking
Something
this-
Oh,
I could check at any time.
No results.
There'll be a link below the podcast.
That's why I
Is that
tell
how
people
podcasts work?
Yes.
It'll be in the show notes.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Also,
Woo!
just go to waterfallstories.com. That's the podcast network that I started. That's all of the hosts, all of this great content. All of the links are there. You can follow us on Twitter, probably. Facebook, definitely. YouTube, absolutely. Where you can listen to this show as a YouTube video because, you know, it's convenient for some people. There are no cameras. Stop looking, Alex.
We'll find those cameras.
Yeah, they
Thank
could
you
be small these days.
for joining us on Surprise Synopses, where the real surprise was the love we learned along the way.
Aw.
What?
Hello there, this is Harley. I'm just editing this episode, and before we rolled on the actual episode, we were discussing the pictures from episode 1, when we had a pretty fun conversation, and Damien had a great line about, I'll make a man out of you. So I've included it here as a bonus clip. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah, I left mine deliberately like a really kind of open because I wasn't sure like how much like lead to
Yeah.
give.
Some of mine are like 2 words. Some of mine are like 6 sentences. Or not 6, like 2 sentences.
6 sentences.
Yeah.
It's just the pitch.
It's just because you're like reading it for like
Why
6.5
is the
minutes.
first Lord of the Rings novel in here?
Concerning hobbits. Wait, what?
I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Neither have
I heard that it's
What?
like a bit of a musical.
Yes.
I heard they sang a lot.
Yes, my children are making millions of my Silmarillions.
Yeah. All in this
Not
together.
Let's get down
Bilbo.
to business to destroy the ring.
Ring! Did they send
Me.
me hobbits
When I asked.
for glam drinks?
Oh yeah,
Is this in the movie?
I was gonna go for.
I thought you said you
Return of
haven't watched
Kings.
it. Oh.
Oh, that makes
You're
more
the
sense.
shortest bunch I've ever met, but you can bet before we're through.
Somehow I'll
Destroy the ring, controlling
with
you. Damn it. It's Mulan.
Okay.
So I haven't seen.
It's like
Lord
the
of
only
Rings, but I have
Disney number
seen
that
Mulan.
every guy knows, but not every girl knows.
Yeah.
Oh, if I was British, I'd have to go hide in a tube because you were dropping truth bombs.
Well done. One banter.
Put that on the bant scale for later.
Damn it. That was gold and we didn't record it.
This is all recording.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, we can just drop this in as an interlude.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bonus.